Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Now, just before I dive in there and pull your cards for today, I'd just like to say I am an experienced and professional holistic and spiritual counselor and mentor, and I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as spiritual and holistic counselling, mentorship, plus advice to help you with union with self and union with your person. And I also offer astrology birth charts. Just check out the details in the description box below this video for more information. So let's dive in there, guys, and let's see what messages the cards have for you for both you and your person's love journey thus far. And let's see what messages the cards have for you about your person. All right. Okay, so you're coming in with Aries. Both the Fool card and the Emperor. This is your person here. Oh, there's a lot going on. That's for real. Aries is ruled by Mars here. This is coming in with relationships here, guys, because here there's choices being made by your person. But, you know, a lot of these choices are being based on what's good for your person, what they want out of a relationship. And in a sense, oh no, here. See, you've got people choosing your person, the Emperor guy here. To be quite honest, here, but you also have, yeah, yes I did, here, because I get here when you're reading your person wanting to choose for themselves, here, wanting the freedom to choose, and I think they've always had the freedom, but it comes in as the freedom to make the choice without other people's interference here. You know, they may seem quite choosy, your person here, this Emperor guy. They're quite a choosy person here, where it's, I know, I'm not too sure if that's the best way to say it, where they choose, where it's about, in terms of the choice, it's about, so what have you got to offer? What have you got to offer me? Here, yeah. How does it benefit me by being in a relationship with you, with these choices that are around them? It can come in as social status here as well, here guys, yeah, for your person. I actually get here, now let me back it up here guys, it could really be the other way around here. There's a lot of people around this Emperor guy, and they see him a certain, or they see the Emperor a certain way, no gender here. Because even for a feminine here, the Emperor can be seen as someone who, how would you say that? Yeah, of course, autonomy here. They could very well have their own business. Definitely dynamic here, guys, knows how to build it here. Started with very little and built it. And in terms of being choosy, it's about, so what it could mean for your person, what it can talk about there, yeah, of course, there's boundaries here, yeah. Yeah, because they don't like to be controlled here. Coming in with the Emperor, I don't like to be controlled by anybody here. I like the freedom to choose. I like the freedom to make my own choices, even in terms of what they build. Here, guys, especially in terms of a business, your person could very well have a business here. Here in your reading, and how that business is to be built. This person does not like to be confined here or limited here by a contract, in a sense here, guys. I just want to say institutionalized thinking is the best way in which I can say it, in terms of a job contract, like when your person can go toilet, when your person can eat here. You know, when you get into a 9-to-5 job, there's times in which you can eat and go to the toilet, and you become accustomed to that. You can become quite used to that here. But for your person, what I get here in your reading is no. I like, if I want to eat, I'm going to eat. If I want to go to the loo, I'm just going to go to the loo here. You know, that's what I'm getting as well here with the Emperor guy. It's the Fool card here. Your person is, they're seen as really attractive. You're seen as very attractive here too, because that Emperor can come in as the both of you, to be quite honest here. And like I said, in terms of choosing here, what it can also talk about here in your reading is, what do you want from me? Yeah. What is it that, you know, what is it that you want here? Because when you're coming in with the Fool card, I do see that leap of faith here into the unknown as being the aces here. And you get that, I would get that with coming towards the Emperor guy here. This is both you and your person. This Fool card is coming in as others, in a sense here. But what it also talks about here in your reading, it comes in as you're the dream person here, but that's not how you see the person that's taking the leap of faith. There's how would you say that? There's no facade here. It's like you can kind of pick up on a person's true self here. I think that's the, you know, true authentic self here. All right, let's keep going here. And let's come in with the obstacle and the challenge. Yeah, let me back it up there. So this is coming in as you and your person. Okay, this card here. All right. And this is coming in as others. Okay, guys, that are going towards both you and your person here. See, there is a traditional sense about you and your person. Like I said, you're the ideal person here. That's how they see both you and your person. These people that are coming towards you, others that are going towards each other, are going towards you, that see you here. And it also comes in as, you tick all the boxes. Your person ticks all the boxes here. But let's have a look at the obstacles and challenges here. It's coming in as other people. However, Interesting. All right, let's go. Obstacles and challenges. Well, here we go. You're coming in with the Queen of Wands. You have the Queen of Swords. And you're also coming in with the Three of Cups. Well, there's the Fool card right there, guys. I suppose what you could say here in your reading is that your person has choices here. And both are very different. Now, the only reason why I say these two people here, because you have the Three of Cups, because there is actually others as well. And like I said, I do seem to think here that there's interference here, but it comes in as here in your reading. They choose to interfere. Here, obstacle and a challenge. I think they're an obstacle and a challenge for themselves here. To be quite honest. Because what I pick up here in your reading is that this Three of Cups is actually coming in as here, guys, that there are other people here that are actually talking about the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords here, or they're actually talking to each other here in your reading. There's a truth coming in here. Here, of course, you could see it as a love triangle here, guys. You could see it as third party here. And like I said, this Emperor guy has people going towards them and wanting to take that leap of faith here. And most definitely, when you're coming in with the Emperor guy, they definitely have something to offer. Now, very attractive is your person, hence why they've got all of this going on. See, it's not just these two ladies. These two over here, your person actually has quite a few people here. So you could come in with 5, actually, here. You're in your reading. There could also be people from the past, intimate relationships from the past here, that may want to reconnect with your person. And because you're coming in with the Fool card, here in your reading, there is a lot of uneasiness that everybody, bar your person, is going through here. How would you say that? Uneasy, being uncomfortable here. Even though there is a lot of sharing happening here in your reading. The obstacle and the challenge is actually the Emperor. To nail the Emperor here, guys. Yeah, to nail this particular person. See, I get with these two here. Yeah, there is a huge contrast here, guys. Here in your reading. With these two, they actually talk. They actually talk here, and there are others involved in the conversation. So you're coming in with friends here. Could even come in with family here in your reading. Because this is an open book. This is an open topic here. And what I actually get here, of course, the obstacle and the challenge is the fact that they've opened up those lines of communication here, and are talking here in your reading. But you know, it comes in as here, not only are they talking, but they are also, this is coming in as a pattern and a habit. Here, this is coming in with addictions as well, here in your reading. And these addictions could very well come in as, here, a drug addiction. Here you've got gambling. Here in your reading, you've also got alcohol. Yet you don't kind of have them, you know, but you do when it comes to these three cards here. And it comes in as when they're overindulging here. Yeah, when they're overindulging, they're talking about it. That's what it's saying here in your reading. And what you've got to be mindful of is that where does this go? Where does this kind of chatter go? Where does this kind of, what does this kind of behavior do for each other, for you, for the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands? What are you hoping to achieve here by doing things that way, by communicating here? Because it's not about your deepest desires. That's not what it's about here. This is coming in as, here in your reading, yeah, of course it comes in as your feelings here, but there is no releasing here. There's no removing of negative attachments. Now, if you want to book an image reading, check out the New Earth Community website. All right, guys, and there are some good readers on there. Okay, my teammates here, and we all follow the same framework, and they are able to help you in a sense. So, you know, what it talks about there, it comes in as it's, so you've shared what experiences that you're going through with the Emperor, and you've listened to the other person that the Emperor could very well be dealing with here. You could be listening to that person share their experiences here. But what does it do for you here? How does it help you? How does it help you to make better choices here? Because I don't think that's what's happening. What it talks about here in your reading is that once you've finished talking to each other, you both go off and do patterns and habits. I get here in your reading that it could very well do nothing for you and this person, these two people here. And because of this, that is a blockage, that is a barrier for both of these people that are involved, and also others that are involved as well. So let's get going here, guys, and let's see. Okay, so you've got the King of Swords. Okay, all right. One moment. Thank you. Thank you. Whew. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare situation. Okay, so you have the King of Swords, you have the Five of Wands, and you also have the Devil card here in your reading. And you know why it's a nightmare situation? What I'm picking up with the cards here, guys, is because there is another person here. This is not a triangle. It's actually a square here. here in your reading. See, for the King of Swords, this person actually wants to go in another direction here. But there's a lot of chatter here, and what I get here in your reading is that this Emperor guy, King of Swords, this person there's a lot of arguments happening here, potentially here in your reading, coming in with the Five of Wands here. Yeah, of course, you could come in with internal conflict, fighting oneself, because you do have the Devil card here in your reading. But I do see that it's just, you know, with the Devil card, you're coming in with Saturn, coming in with Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is actually in Aries at this time. It's retrograding here. And so what it talks about there in your reading is this person they don't want to follow. They don't want to follow the status quo. They just don't want to listen anymore here in your reading. Wanting to be the best here. You've got that, wanting to get yeah. Ooh. To be the best. When you're coming in with the Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, because there is an element of, here in your reading, it's like subtle, what do you call that? It's like subtle narcissistic here. It's pessimistic. Pessimistic. Is that the right word? Yeah. Ooh. Because I do get here in your reading, this King of Swords is going to make a choice. I think they've already made the choice, and I spoke about it in the beginning here. Here in your reading. Alright, let me come in with the advice card here, guys. The Ace of Cups here in your reading. It's a challenge. It's a challenge to pull your cup of love, especially when you're coming in the way that you are here. Because that's what it's saying. See, what it's talking about here in your reading, and it really comes down to whether or not you're going to listen and follow. Here, guys, you've got to choose yourself here. See, there's a lot of want for the other person to fill the cup. Here. And also the want to love, to be loved, to receive love in return here. And that's everybody involved here, bar the other person. There is one more person in this mix here, guys, but that person is hidden. That's what it's talking about. But known here. Alright, guys, I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your reading, guys. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you later. Bye.